Oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grimdark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this Nightmare Priest Nigh and Binary Herald Magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. I'm Mowgli. Sorry, no, I'm here. I am here. Yesterday I got too rowdy though, so was not able to do the evening hobby hang. So we will be doing it tonight. I have already made the plans. I have set out all the things. We are good to go. So I will be doing that for certain. There's my water. I am very thirsty. Oh boy. So I know everyone's thinking, man, Eli, that's really irresponsible. A little bit, a little bit. But Thursday is the day that I always go and hang out with my buddy Doug at the bar. And I thought, hey, it's getting cold. It's stout season, baby. So I thought I would have a stout. Well, key info is I've always kind of suspected that the brewery down the street from me, they might make stuff a little bit stronger than the numbers that are on the thing. And even if they didn't, the only stout that they had was it's called the Fancy Walking Stout, and it will make you walk fancy. And they have it listed as an 8.9%. And even if it's not higher, that's still pretty damn high. And I had two of those. Not a good choice on my part. So today we will be picking back up. It's hot over here now. I'm going to take off this hoodie. I'll be right back. Gotta take my mic off. Okay. There we go. That's better. I got down here and I was like, man, it's a little chillier in my basement. Misclick. I meant to take a potion. Now I'm drunk. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's uh, in Ghost of Yote, which I've been playing. I didn't play it all yesterday, but I know it's very sad. It's very sad that I didn't get to play any yesterday. But I had a whole bunch of stuff I was trying to get done, and then I ended up not doing the thing, and then I ended up drinking too much, and then I was just sad all over. But anywho, Yote, you can drink sake to like get your spirit back up. However, you are then drunk and then also typically in a sword fight. Um, Part of me really likes that. It's just like, yeah, I just need to go through just drinking sake before every fight. But the other part of me is just like, man, it's already difficult enough. I like playing on difficult settings. I'm the masochist. So I'll go ahead and show what we got done yesterday. I finished painting up Wilhelm and weathering him, and he is very dirty. Everyone is very dirty, but I'm very happy with how he looks. The back, I think, looks very solid. Just covered in mud. I really wanted it to look like while a badass, he has been rolling around in the mud just trying to be alive. I'm very pleased with how he turned out. I think the only things left that I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put some dried blood on a couple of different spots. Definitely around Behringer's mouth. I really want him to look like he's just been fucking mauling people. But I got them all weathered, all based. I'll show the bandits. They are great. Very happy with how they all turned out. Very, very good. Very pleased. Bandits. Ready to roll around in the mud. Franconian mud. Well, German mud. Franconian bandits. And of course, the Zavian, which is my favorite, and I'm really pleased how it's turned out. I definitely will take some pictures and put them up on Instagram. The past couple days I have just been painting until I can't paint anymore. But man, I'm really happy. Crazy. Just last week they were all white. Yeah, I'm I'm really pleased with how they all turned out. I think I probably still need to do a little bit of a matte varnish to seal them. Um, but other than that, they're pretty much good to go. So why do I have all these little dudes out here? So we got a deadline. We gotta keep going with this thing. I want to do once a week. I want to move move the story along. There are I want to say 4 or 5 scenarios. That's 1490. Rothenburg is over there. How many scenarios? I think there's 4 or 5. Fuck it. It just depends on how we play through the story, because the different choices that we make will mean that we go to different stories or different scenarios. And I don't want to ruin anything because I kind of want to. I've read through them before, but I kind of also want to be kind of surprised as we go along with you guys. How long do the scenarios typically last? They should be good within it should take less than an hour. It goes for 7 turns. So, and that's a common thing with 1490. Games last for 7 rounds, unless it ends in a tie and then it's a fight to the death, as far as just regular games. But as far as the scenarios go, they should take roughly an hour. Let's see. I don't know if they say. Nope. They might in here. Rothenburg. Rothenburg is a real place also, for those who do not know. Several charts, special events, and even branching paths that result in different scenarios entirely. Okay, so this campaign will also introduce unique rules and concepts only used during solo and co-op play. The Fall of Rothenburg introduces the focus system used to operate non-player models. You will also see an increased level of detail in each scenario. They may include several charts, special events, and even branching paths that result in different scenarios entirely based on the choices the villain makes. In all these cases, there will be some new rules that may supersede some situations that you have known in your previous games of 1490 Doom. These rules take priority, but if a concept or action is not given a specific use case within this section, always refer to the core rules. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm gonna guess roughly an hour. The fall of the London Bridge. Okay, I just would hate if you couldn't finish a game during stream length. Oh yeah, no, that is one of the things that I really, really, really love about 1490, is it does not overstay its welcome ever. I've never played a game that I was like, man, this is taking longer than I thought. They really worked hard. I can tell that there was a focus on making sure that everyone playing stays at the table and keeps playing. And I think that's a good chunk of that is just any game that uses alternating activations, which are my favorite, as in like I activate a model and move it, and then you activate a model and move it. And because models only have 2 actions that they can do, typically that goes pretty quick. With just a standard game of 1490, there's only 6 models that are going to get activated per turn. So with Shankly and his friend Brian, that their very first game, I was walking them through it. We easily, I think, got that done in 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour is, I think, the average length of just a regular game of 1490. And as far as the campaign, I would really think that it would be about the same, just because it's the same amount of models, if not even less. So it should go pretty well. But in order to try and make sure that we are on time, I need to finish the models for scenario number 2, which always happens. It's not one that we might get to play or not get to play. And all the models that... What is this guy doing in there? What are you doing there? You don't even have any arms. You're crazy. So the Knights are not used yet. The Franconian Bandits might... Or yeah, they do show up in game number 2. So they're definitely something. It's good that we got them done already. And we pretty much just need to finish these 4. And then one of these two guys, which I'm leaning towards this one being Arvid. He looks a little bit less like he's a badass and more like he's just a random guy with a bow. Are there any games you can play solo? I don't know how that would work. Yeah, so this, the entire, the Fall of Rothenburg and the Gates of Rin, like both of these campaigns are made specifically with solo gaming in mind. You play as Wilhelm and Berenger, and you control both of them, and then essentially they have what is called the focus system, which the focus system, it's used during solo co-op play. Players use the focus system to dictate the behavior of non-player models. Focus represents each enemy's primary objective during the game, determined by a roll at their very first activation. Once set, an enemy's focus remains constant, guiding its actions until it either dies or completes its objective. Yeah, so I'm really, really, really excited to play through it. The solo gameplay is one of the biggest things that I know, like our little group, when asked, what kind of games do you want me to showcase? What kind of games do you want to see? A lot of people were really interested in solo play, and that absolutely is my jam as well. So I would love to. I am loving to. I am very excited to. But yeah, so essentially with each of these scenarios, each of these scenarios, we have like a little layout of how that is supposed to look. And then up at the top, we have enemies that we have the Franconian Bandit and we have the Swabian Mercenary. Once they deploy, we roll a dice. On a 1, 2, 3, Franconian Bandits are loot focused. On a 4 to 6, they are melee focused. The Swabian Mercenary is a little bit different. He's much more blood raged. On a 1 to 2, he's loot focused. On a 3 to 6, he's melee focused. So he definitely is there to be like, all right, let's do the damn thing. Which I'm here for it. I'm going to grab a tissue and blow my nose. The time has come for colds and overcoats. Oh my goodness. I also am trying to not feel like a total bag of butt this morning. I'm working on it. But I'm really pleased with where we're at, with the board and everything. I've got some pictures. I don't want to pick up the board and move it over here, and you will definitely see them tonight. But the pigments that I added to the braziers to make it look like ashes, they look so fucking sick and real. It's yeah, very, very, very good. I know a lot of people do not like messing with pigments, me included. This is the very first time I've ever messed with them. And typically it's due to the application of them, trying to make sure that you get it to stay on the model how you're wanting to. And despite how much I do not enjoy the black 4.0 that I got from Stuart Simple, and I don't really like a lot of things about them. The stickiest glue, or like it's just called stick, is amazing for it's amazing for putting pigments down. Like it's just it dries completely clear, like completely clear, and it actually definitely it looks like it flows through the pigment, so it kind of builds up. Or if, like, you know, you drop it, it looks very much like it's still just a pile of powder, but it is stuck to my knowledge. Now I'm gonna okay, yeah, I blew on it just to make sure, but yeah, they're not going anywhere unless like I stick my finger in there and try to like scrape them up, which is really cool. And I think I've got a picture over there on my phone. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with where I got yesterday on the castle and everything. Now I just got to figure out where to put all the little scenario accessories and whatnot. Also today I've got to paint a resource cache. The little objective tokens. I got to paint those. which I could just use a crate, but I kind of want to have the objective markers that they made. That way, they kind of stick out. I'm a total bag of butt this morning. I feel like it. I'm just like, oh Lord. Which means it's the perfect time to start working on some dudes. That way I don't feel like a bag of butt anymore. I also realized that I forgot to put any pipes or anything on the Swabian Mercenary or the Bandits, but honestly, I don't think I forgot as much as I think I thought, oh, yep, we're not going to put pipes on them. But we're going to put some pipes on these guys, that's for sure. This one's getting one. I'm going to zoom in on here. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. And get in focus. You don't like the pipe aesthetic? Oh, no. Coffee cold? No. Coffee should be good. Should be good. Let's check. No, I love the pipe aesthetic. And I'm definitely gonna put them on a lot of these, but I don't want to fuck with them now that I've finished painting them. And I think that's it now that I'm thinking about it. I think my idea of putting a pipe on the Swabian, I don't think that I did it because of where his Zweihander lays. I didn't want, and they all have like little rebreather gas masks kind of leading up to their helmets and stuff. But, and especially the bandits have lots of little cylinders, like canister filter almost. But we're definitely going to add some pipes to the blacksmith for certain. I don't think we're going to add it to the beekeeper. I'm trying to, with the second mission, essentially it's a little farmstead, and that's those houses that we were kind of filling in the seams in yesterday. I'm going to be using those, so I got to get those painted real quick, but that won't take long. There's not nearly as much to them, and I've been through it now a little bit, so I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I gotta say, with the castle, I now have how I'm going to paint the rest of the castle completely down, and that is just for non-scenario related games, like just one-off games, like with Sam and Kelly and Steve and anybody else. But I've got how to do stone for the castle down pretty well. I'm very happy with it. As far as these guys, I was trying to make sure that I kind of double dip, in that all the models that I use could also be used outside of the game, like, or the scenario. By, instead of just making them farmhands, this one is going to be a beekeeper, hence the scythe and the little beekeeper mask. And then this one is going to be a blacksmith. That way, for one-off games, I have those models made, but they also will work for what we're doing here. Hi, Peter. Good morning. Welcome. Good to have you. Looking so sweet. Thank you. I just showed off the finished models a second ago, but I'll show them again because I am really, really, really pleased. This is the main character, Wilhelm, the last knight of Rothenburg, and I really enjoy how he turned out. There's a little freehand on the back. Hey, I gotta look sick. Pumped to see this solo. Hell yeah, I'm really, really excited. I really wanted to do it last night, but man, I just was not good. The weathering is a lot, but honestly, the biggest, and I was going to talk about this because it's such a, Kelly and I were talking about the aesthetic and how they're so muddy, and it's just like, yeah, there's freehand and stuff on there, and I think the mud really adds realism to it, because obviously, even though it's like, oh yeah, it's a really pretty cloak, you're not going to give a shit about that when you're trying to not die. Yeah, I really am happy with how everything turned out. They took a hot minute, but they look like some real dirty boys. and boys and girls that have just been rolling around in the mud in 1490. Then my favorite is Fabian. I'm definitely really love this model. I'm very happy with how all the little freehand, for never doing checkers before, I'm really fucking pumped how that turned out. Same thing with stripes. Like this is the most freehand I've ever done, but I'm definitely going to be doing it more because it's very fun. This, we have red mud clay, so it would look like they were covered in blood here. Yeah, gnarly. Yeah, this is very European soil kind of mud. But the little sigil on his back is a common reoccurring theme when I looked up Rothenburg, Germany. It's like our town symbol is a tree, the E-Town tree. I'm assuming that it's a similar thing because the amount of things when I looked up Rothenburg, Germany that had that crest on them, it's a lot. So a very common motive of that place, that town, that real place, is that little kind of castle with the two spires, and then the little watchtower, or two watchtowers and a spire in the middle. So I really wanted to try and make it as realistic as I could and try to like really get into that vibe. But the amount of weathering on them really was the biggest influence is the movie The Duel. I want to say it's just called The Duel. And my favorite part of the movie, of course, is the duel. But them rolling around in the mud and just looking like absolute shit the whole time is just like, yep, that's it. I imagine that every fight that someone has in 1490 Doom pretty much is the equivalent of like the duel, where you're just rolling around in the mud and doing the best you can not to die while another person tries to kill you. Also, no spoilers here. Spoilers a little bit. Yeah, spoilers. If you don't want to know the spoiler, cover your ears, and I'll tell you when to. I'll do this when you can take them off. But it's the only movie I've ever seen that someone does a fucking Murdow, which is one of the amount of stories and references I make on Instagram where I just talk about Murdows. They get me so fucking pumped. But it's when you grab the blade by the blade and you use it as a, like, no longer slashing, you are using it specifically the pommel. You're gonna drive that into the top of someone's fucking helmet or their head, and it's like legit. That's how like Germanic knights who only had a sword had to deal with like plate armor and stuff. So yeah, it's the only movie I've ever seen where they have a Murdow, and it gets me really fucking pumped. Okay, now you can take your earmuffs off. Speaking of movies, a new Chris Pratt movie came out. It's called Mercy. Mercy's an AI judge, jury, and executioner. Proves he's innocent to the AI or he dies. Man, that does sound rad. I'm not a big fan of Chris Pratt. He said a lot of real shitty things recently, which is kind of a bummer. It's one of those things I didn't really see coming. But I love any time when AI is just like, I'm calling the shots now, baby. But, perhaps. So, neither am I. The people that made Oppenheimer made it. Okay, well see, I still need to see Oppenheimer. And I love Cillian Murphy. He's definitely on the list of, man, I hope he never does anything really fucked up. Because, and I can't imagine that he would, just based on every interaction I've ever seen with anybody he always just kind of seems like he's just like, fuck off. So I don't know, but hopefully not. He seems like a chill dude. I love too many of his movies also, so it would just be really not awesome. Hopefully he doesn't do anything shitty. All right, we're gonna put some robes on this bad boy. Look at this bad boy beekeeper. He's like, hey, y'all like bees? Him and Venom's Eddie. Oh, yes. Hell yeah. He also plays Bane. Yeah. Tom Hardy. Yeah, both of them. Tom Hardy and Cillian Murphy. Both of those are on the list of. I really hope they don't ever do anything fucked up. But yeah, no, I love Tom Hardy. Um, I love his character in most things. I think the only thing that I think people that I've heard have a beef with him with are apparently he acted or he gave the impression that he did not grow up in a nicer family. And I can understand. I can understand why you would do that because you don't want people to just hate you for having having more opportunities. But I don't think personally. I don't think that that really affects based on everything that I have seen. Um, like interviews, stuff like that with him. He seems very like a good dude. Don't know him, obviously, but I never got the impression that he was a shitty person, even if he did come from a family that was better off than what he initially said. Okay. I think it makes him more down to earth. Yeah. Yeah. Again, from what I've seen, I don't know. Yeah, same. It's the, with people like that, you only have what you have seen and what you've read. But I think a lot of the things that he has said has definitely made me, his comments on things, not even just recently, but as far back as I can remember, because I've been a fan of both him and Killian for decades at this point. I really was just like, man, I fucking love this actor. The very first time I saw Killian in a movie, and that was 28 Days Later. He's so fucking good in that movie. I don't know. He's a very believable character in almost every movie that he is in. He seems like he is that person. Uh, and I really like his character in 28 Days Later. It's very good. We don't have any cheeseburgers. I say that a lot. Whenever cheeseburgers are specifically mentioned, that's often what I will say. We don't have any cheeseburgers. So are you running the solo live here at some point? I'm going to do it this evening. So 7, fuck, I'm not zoomed in, or I'm too zoomed in. 7 Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That was what the majority of people wanted to see or wanted it to be at. And that works because I don't have all the cameras and shit hooked up. But yeah, tonight I'm going to run through the very first scenario. Watch the reruns. Sorry, bud. Yeah, no, it was one, I fucked up because I was not sober at all yesterday. So I think a lot of people had an issue like voting between what time they wanted to see it at. Uh, but also I'm still trying to just get good for today. And I know that I can get into this, but rolling dice and trying to be entertaining is a little more difficult early in the morning for me. But this evening, I assure you, you all will have my count me a positive vote. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Alrighty, I'm gonna start snipping. I'll watch reruns. Yeah, but no, I'm really excited to do the thing. And then also to further explain, like the goal is, I really want to. I'm going to film me playing each one, and then I'm going to go back, and I really want to. I've been, not doing it for months, but I want once we're through with the campaign, I want to go back and I want to take the game that I played and essentially recreate it and refilm it, and actually make it to where it's like a story that you can just watch with music, voices, that kind of thing. I really want to show, I guess, the narrative where it's just like less dice involved, for those who are looking for more of just like a story. I really I think that'll be fun. That's been one of the plans. But then, of course, I'm still going to have the actual playthroughs on there if people just would rather see the playthroughs. But sometimes, you're just like, I kind of want to watch a little tabletop drama, as they say. I don't know if they say that. I was thinking like an audio drama, but with little minis. Alrighty, we're gonna cut that. It's all good. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Hell yeah. No, I'm really excited. So by cutting that, I've essentially reduced the amount of resistance that we're going to have on this. So hopefully I don't get too much of what just happened. That is not connected. Those are two overlapping parts. I miss you over the weekend. I know. I'm sorry, Mowgli. Man, we are entering the time of the year where like every single weekend I have something going on. Kelly has a art show tomorrow, and Sunday I am going to do my damnedest to try and get up to Indiana to see the boys of the Karstic domain, and it's also Shankly's birthday. Little birthday gaming. That's looking like shit. Come on, Eli. Okay, well now we're cooking. A little birthday gaming bash. We're gonna have to glue that piece. I can't wait for podcasts to get me by. Yes, and news on that. I think the first one that I'm probably going to actively be able to start working on is probably going to be the one with Shankly, because I know he is very excited, and while I have a bunch of ideas for podcasts and I have people that want to do them, I know Shankly is very much ready to do the thing. So it's just less work for me if I have everybody involved, like on the same page, same level. Not that the other people and other ideas are not awesome, and I'm going to do them. It's just more of a everyone's got a lot of stuff going on right now, so it's just trying to make sure that schedules go as needed. Am I already out of super glue in this thing? I did use a lot of super glue yesterday. I used it on the bases because I needed to make sure that they were going to be dry. Steve, does Kelly stream? I assume she just hops on here. Yeah, so she every now and then will pop on here. It's been a hot minute, but we've definitely talked about like, oh yeah, we need to play this and stream us playing. But it really just depends, because she often just gets home and she's tired and doesn't want to do the streams. She wants to just chill and play some Tomb Raider or paint. That's been the main thing. She's been getting ready for the art show for a couple weeks now. And that's it. Yeah, we just, again, it's just that time of year. Once fall hits, it's just like everything, every weekend. Whew, boy, But I'm really excited for her little art show tomorrow. She's a very good artist, most known for stealing animals' souls and putting them on paper. In my words, she has a real knack for taking people's pets and taking a picture of them, and like when you see the pictures that she makes, you're just like, holy shit, that looks like that pet. Does she do hobbies, or is it strictly anything? So every now and then she'll do stuff with me. Like I'm like, hey, did you want to build some turnip guys? The most recent thing that we worked on together was, it's been a hot minute, but she and I built a whole bunch of stuff for Turnip 28, and eventually we will definitely be playing that. And now we have terrain and stuff to play with it, so we'll go back to finishing those and painting them. But yeah, she enjoys that. She enjoys gaming and stuff. It's just as far as model making and stuff like that, she, I think, is a little apprehensive, just because she's like, I don't want you to judge me, and I'm just like, I'm not ever gonna do that. Would you like to see one of her pet portraits? I'll go grab the one that she made for me, of our babies for Christmas one year. I'm gonna go grab it. I want to show it off. I'm gonna show off my wife's work. It's really good. Again, she stills their souls and puts it on paper. Hi, babies. I gotta make sure I put this back up before she gets home, or she's gonna be like, who's taking my paintings down? But yeah, so this is the painting she did for me for Christmas. I think it was last year or the year before, but absolutely nailed. It's the eyes. She does stupid good eyes. Like, they look exactly like the pictures that she bases them on. I love all of her paintings, but this is probably my favorite. Yeah, she's done a lot of pet portraits, and I think it all started with, there's a light there, Eli. I think it started with one of her family members' dog passed away, and yeah, she's really good. And every single one that, like, I have been present when she, like, meets up and, like, gives them to whoever commissioned her for it, every single one of them, it's like you have to mentally prepare yourself to be like, hey, we're gonna go meet this stranger, and then we're gonna watch them cry for a little bit, because they're like, oh my god, it looks just like my pet. But yeah, and that's really awesome. It's really cool, seeing how much joy she can, like, give to people by, like, taking pictures of their, like, their pets that, like, they recently lost. And but yeah, she absolutely, the eyes, there's something specifically about the eyes that everyone that, like, she's done, like, when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'd like that dog, or oh man, that cat was real chill. Like, you can just kind of tell, like, she really is good at capturing their whole vibe. They're the gateway to the soul, as they say. But yeah, she steals animal souls, puts them on paper, and then she also does a lot. I'll grab one of the things she's got. This show is not so much a bunch of pet portraits. It's a bunch of small pieces that she did that she's just been wanting to do. I don't know if this one's done. I think it is, though, and it's fucking gorgeous. This is one of my favorite flowers. I love lilies, but she did this Asiatic lily, and she uses a lot of, in her, like, personal kind of stuff, not animal related. She does a lot of work with metallics, like metallic watercolors. So I can't really get the metal to do its thing, but yeah, you can kind of tell. It's very good. Yeah. I'm proud of her. I'm showing off her artwork. In our living room. And that's really what got me thinking about my stuff. For so long, I've hated looking at anything that I did in the past because I'm always just like, yeah, I couldn't do anything then. Hollow. We pulled a hollow. Yeah. No, it's so good. Um, such a good little artist. Um, but yeah, we've got her very first watercolor that she did, which is of Theo, and it's not bad. It's insane seeing how much she has grown as a painter, and I think telling her how I'm like, you're never taking that off the wall. Like I'm not. If you take it off, I'm gonna put it back up. Like I love that first painting that she did because it shows how insanely much she's grown as an artist. Like I would not believe that the person who painted like her first watercolor painting was the same person that painted the things that I've seen her paint now. Like I just wouldn't. Uh, and it's just like, yeah, thinking about it like that made me like, I should uh, I should think about that myself. Like, you know, hey, instead of just directing that, I should take that advice and I should, you know, not judge my previous works as harshly as I do. And the she should stream the painting. Yeah, no, I don't. She, I think, and I think we've talked about that. I was like, yeah, if you ever want to like stream while you're painting and stuff, she really uses painting as like a Zen kind of exercise. Yeah, yeah. So the show that piece is for sale, and I think she's made 7 others that are going to be for sale at the little art show tomorrow. And then on her Instagram, therapy, I got it. I wouldn't want to impose. Yeah, it's. I think she just uses it to relax and unwind. But she can paint like her flowers and stuff there are wonderful, but it's just the amount of time that it takes her to make a painting of someone's animal that will make them cry every time is staggering. Like I can't. It's nuts how quick she is able to be like, okay, I drew this out and then I painted it, and it's just like that looks like that fucking dog, but it looks. Uh, it's different in that it's not like photorealistic. The eyes are so good, but you can tell that a human made it, and it's just I don't know. I love watercolors. I love anything that I can tell that a person had to think and had to give some of their time. Um, oh, she would love that. She would absolutely love that. The only model that she's ever painted, I can, uh, I'll pick it up and bring it over here. It's in pieces currently, but I've got some pictures. She's only painted one model, and it is the funniest first model that I think you could ever imagine. Like, hey, what was the first model you ever painted? Kelly's first model was the walker for Visterion, which is this. I mean, it is huge. So those are like human-sized miniatures down there to give you an idea of how big this thing is. Yeah, and here's a Johnny for scale. So that was the very first thing that she ever painted was this giant walker. Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle, pretty much. But yeah, that was a giant monstrosity that I scratch built for Visterion. Um, and it did not survive the trip back from Texas. Look at that Johnny boy. Johnny boy. And then that's the mud board. It's on my, and that is where I did not clean up, where somebody, I think, had a hairball. Yeah. Anywho. But yeah, that was her first. Oh, I'll grab it. It's right here. That was the very first model she ever made. And I won't be able to put it under my desk, but I can show you here how damn big this thing is, even without its legs. Even without its legs. But the texture is nuts. Real Grimdark Pro right out the gate. My wife used a ton of, I think it was burnt sienna, just So good though. A lot of people complimented on it, and they were just like, "Oh shit, Kelly painted that." I was like, "Yeah, it's her first model." And they're like, "What the?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. She's just good at painting, I guess." Hi, Possum. Let me know next time you're heading to Texas. I'll have to come see you. Absolutely. Season 2. Wild Pictures Unto Justice. Yeah, it's really good. And eventually I'm going to fix it. Uh, the legs did not. That's the thing. The legs did not survive the trip from Texas. Johnny and I had that thing loaded up, and the van that we were in, and at some point in time, something shifted and bumped into it, and its legs were just stable enough to hold it up, but like any impact, and they were just like, so. At some point, I am going to fix it, and we are going to um, advance the storyline a little bit with it. So it's going to look like it has been out of the water and has now been, just walking around Vistarian for a while. But the story behind it was essentially it was a like abyssal research walker. They were doing a bunch of like research in the deep oceans of Vistarian, and someone went completely insane, killed the rest of the crew. There are, on the sides of it, there are little hab units, and 2 of them are gone, as in like, he just kind of shunted them off into the depths of the ocean, and has just been living in the other one. But it is just someone down there in the dark going insane, and then eventually they were just like, no more babies born in the dark. We have to come up. Whoops 28 related is still in Womps 28 related is still in Texas. Womps is still in Texas. I don't know. I'm not sure, because like Bill's gone now, so that was the main reason we were in Texas. Is that's where he lived, and he kind of set up the whole, like the planning of the whole thing. Texas is a 4-hour drive. Not bad. Wow. Yeah, that's not as far as I would have thought. Man, it was. I'm trying to remember how long that drive was that Johnny and I did. I want to say it was 13 plus hours, maybe even longer. It was a long drive for someone with nothing to think about. Head south. A little Modest Mouse for you. You won't see that at a Modest Mouse concert. Getting his hood right. Get it right, get it right, get it tight. I found you, Miss Beekeeper. Got them lanky arms. Ain't no man ever loved this beekeeper like the bees do. I did that trip 4 times. Drove to North Dakota, and it was 23 trip. Jesus. Man. That's gnarly. So I think Chris Acrylic lives in Texas. I'm pretty sure he's a local, because we were all complaining about the roads, and he was just like, I mean, they're not that bad. It was just like, dude, you grew up with this madness. I can't stress enough. Everyone was just like, what the fuck? Texas is getting wild. Because of just the roads. They were, I shit you not, the roads there, like, are about 1.5 feet up, because they just keep, they don't like tear up the old road. They just keep building on top of it. So like every single road, there's like 1.5 feet drop off of the pavement onto like the dirt or like rocks. It's just like, what the fuck? And then the street signs, like, and maybe we're just, Johnny and I are just some bumpkins, but like the difference between the street signs there and what the GPS said they were. And some of them didn't even have street signs. Some of them it was just like, yep, there is just no sign. Or it'll just say like, they were just wild. It was just wild. It was not very welcoming to people who don't know the area. Not like, oh man, you guys need to fix that. It's more of just like, I've never experienced that anywhere I've been. But it is also a fucking huge city. Like the whole time we were just pretty much on like the outskirts. And then like when we were leaving, I was like, holy fuck, what's that? And he was like, oh, that's the actual city. That's the actual rest of the city. I'm really liking where we're going with this robes. What are the gun laws for you? Almost non-existent. And by that I mean like, yeah, just almost non-existent. You don't even have to have like a concealed carry anymore. You can just conceal guns. We can open concealed carry. Yep, you can get a permit if you leave loaded. Or, yeah, that's at one point in time, like you had to have one, and then I missed whenever the change was, but I think it was somewhere right before 2020, right before COVID, is when they changed it to where they were like, yeah, just if you want to carry a gun, just carry it. And it's just like, that's fucking wild. But also we have like, with like hunting and stuff, coyotes are a big problem here. And while I'm not like, yeah, I'm gonna go out and kill animals now, that's not really my thing. I'm not dunking on it. As long as you're like, you know, I guess remotely respectful. I can't do it. I don't have it in me these days. One too many little fluffy animals dying. And now I can't think of anything other than like my babies. It just, yeah. But yeah, our hunting laws. Coyotes are a problem here. And they are the only animal that I've ever like encountered that like are apparently such a problem that the laws for hunting them are just almost non-existent. Like 2/3 of gun deaths here are suicide. Also the highest death by firearms, but I don't think there's a gun law problem. It's a mental health problem. It's frustrating. Yeah. So yeah, we can hunt them down in a helicopter. That's fucking nuts. Man. Yeah, I don't think we have any like, I don't think helicopters are a common enough thing here. But if you owned one, I'm sure they would have no problem with you hunting coyotes out of a helicopter, because they are the only animal that like, yep, you can hunt them at night. You can use any gun, any weapon, anything. You can use anything to legally hunt those animals at night with a spotlight, baiting them, whatever. Anything ethical that you're like, yeah, this makes it like sportsmanly, just out the window. They're just like, yeah. RPG. I mean, technically, I don't think there's any nomenclature that says you can't use that, but it might be illegal to own that here. I know you cannot own automatic weapons. I don't know about rocket-propelled grenades, though. That's a whole different beast. Man, what a wild thing. Be like, I'm gonna go hunting and I'm bringing a rocket. Bringing a rocket launcher. Bringing a rocket launcher to a hog hunt. Did you open carry a sword in Texas? It's legal. I did not. I didn't have a sword on me. That's wild. Specifically swords? Man, what a... I guess technically I could open carry a sword here. I would 100% get a menacing charge, though. I'm almost certain. With Kelly working in the justice system, I have definitely learned that while you can do a lot of things and it's not illegal, you can get a menacing charge for a lot of things. Where it's just like, yeah, people just thought that you were up to no good. Which is just a cool excuse to have a sword on you. That really is. Just like, oh yeah, no. That guy, he has a sword almost always. You don't want to fuck with that guy. It goes without saying, he's also kind of a crazy person. Because, again, it's the sword. The sword drove him insane. Normal guy before that. I know you can carry a sword here, but it has to be tied so you can't draw it easily. That is wild. I think my buddy Ed had a sword at one point in time when he lived in California. I think he did get the cops called on him, and they were just like, "Nah, man, he just got a sword. That's it. It's fine. It's fine. He's not going to do anything crazy. Why would he just do something crazy with that sword that he's always got on him?" Which, I will say, I think Sam and I and Kelly have talked at length that if you were burgling someone's house and they came out with a sword, that's a different vibe. That's a very different vibe than if they come out with a gun. Like, I would way rather be a burglar that has to deal with someone with a gun than a person who just automatically comes out with a sword. Like, that's a different vibe entirely, and it's just like, you gotta leave. No one brings a sword to a burglary without, like, having a little bit of that crazy in them. At least I think. Okay, but what about the home defense nightstand? Now, is that a nightstand that you swing, or is that you mean like a nightstand that you keep home defense stuff in? Like, if you're wielding a nightstand as a defense weapon, that's also pretty scary. It unscrews into a club and a shield. Oh my god! I didn't even. That was so far out of the realm of possibility of what that could possibly have meant that I didn't even think about that. I mean, yeah, that would be more worrying. Yeah, if someone came out with what looked like a club and shield, that is actually, yes, you have found it. That is more alarming. Even more so if I could clearly deduce that used to be a nightstand, because that means that person has purchased a nightstand that turns into a shield and a club, and they've just been waiting. They've just been waiting for a burglar to come in so they can be like, "Oh, I'm ready, finally. Honey, I told you this was a good investment." Told me I was just crazy, that I was never going to need a nightstand that turns into a club and a shield. Well, aren't you glad that I'm crazy? That's exactly how that would go. Now, I do have a sword. It's a mall ninja sword. If you've ever seen one, I tell you that much. I tell you what. It looks... It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But my uncle, when he used to be really, 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 really big into knife trading, he still is big into it, but he's sold a lot since my aunt passed. But that was just one of the many things that was in a lot that he purchased at one point in time. He was like, "I know someone who might want that." There you go, picture in Discord. Oh my god. I'm afraid. That is so over the top. Holy shit. Just for anybody wondering what that looks like, that's it. You know, sometimes you just got to make sure that you're ready for a home invasion. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy person thing to have. I'm here for it, but yeah, if you're like, man, I can't wait. I just can't wait to be king. No, if you just can't wait for someone to come in your house so you can bonk them. That's another thing. Clubs, it's just like you're gonna bonk somebody. That's a that's a task. At the same time, getting bonked would really suck. I think that's gonna look really good. I'm excited about my little beekeeper. Gotta hit it out of the park. He just might go all the way. That's different sport entirely. But yeah, you're gonna hit it out of the park. Man, what's fucked up is that like is the first thing that came to my mind. It's like, oh yeah, I know sports references. Completely different sport. I don't sports. Yeah. I'm really liking this little beekeeper. She's just like, get away from my bees. Here's the thing though, lady. You get near me and my dog while we're trying to loot. You're gonna wish that I had just been messing with bees. You beekeeper? Yeah, that's looking good. Get that foil nice and crinkled. How we need it. Looking good. That's looking good. Fuck. That looks good. I love making cloaks. It's very fun. Okay, we're gonna cut that. It's just a little too long. Gotta hit it out of the park, baby. And it's over the fence. The crowd goes wild. All that makes me think of is the bear Jew. I do not want to see the bear Jew. I haven't watched Inglourious Basterds in a while. I need to do that. I'm still upset that Ju-on was not able to be watched despite owning it. I'm just like, what the heck? Man, I fell asleep yesterday though. I got home and talked to Steve for a hot minute, which was really good. We talked a good amount about all kinds of things, but one of the things that I really talked about was yesterday. I was definitely caught off guard by just the conversation at the very beginning of the stream um, about dealing with addictions and stuff like that, and it was just a feel good. I really am proud that I have a community that feels like they can talk about stuff like that and that there are people here for them. And talking with Steve about that was very good. It's just, yeah, the whole reason that I started to try and put myself out there more was to try and help people like my cousin and like Ed that are no longer here because they were looking for outlets in self-destructive ways, and it's just really feels good, man, to hear people say that I'm making a difference in their lives with what I'm doing. It makes me feel like they would have really valued that and appreciated it. So yeah, not to be sappy and heavy-hearted. That's just one of my default modes. Heavy. But yeah, that was good. And then I came downstairs and pretty much fell asleep while Trick or Treat was on. And then I woke up, and I did not realize that I'd been asleep for as long as I had. Cocaine. I did not realize that I'd fell asleep for as long as I did, and I was just like, what the fuck? I don't remember Freddy Krueger being in Trick or Treat. He wasn't. A whole nother movie had started, and it was like an hour and a half into it because I had just been asleep on the couch. But it was Freddy versus Jason, which is a silly film. But I'm here for it. Stayed up late making little quars. That sounds fun. I have got to pee, but I was trying to... What is a quar? Making little quars. I like that word. I love working with foil. It just gets me, you know? I need to make 2 more quars to finish this quar. I need to look up what a quar is. Is it... Quar. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. I remember now. Those are great. I love that possum. That's so good. Very Fraggle Rock-esque. Quars are cool. They're like interwar anteaters. Yes. Yep. I remember this now. I remember now. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we need that. Huh. We're gonna have to do some weird little hodgepodge in here, but I gotta pee. So I will be right back, my sweets. Before I go. Grimsicle is one of my new favorite words. I love that. I'm pretty grimsicle. Go piss, girl. I'll be right back. Ba-da-bow. Down my
she comes, she's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just fur and teeth and blood and bitter angry bones.
And we're back. So here's a picture of the ashes. Just to try to get that clear. Yeah, I'm really, really, really pleased with how they turned out. They look like ashes in a brazier. Ashes in the brazier. Yeah. Beekeeper's looking good. We are going to add some more cloth there. A little bit in the front. Margot, come here, princess. Where's your dad? What about me? I want to be a beekeeper. You can be a beekeeper if you want. Okay, I'm a beekeeper now. Watcha! Watcha! Samurai Jack action for you there. That show, while I really enjoy certain parts of it, it does overstay its welcome at some point, and it just kind of seems like it just keeps going without really any plot development, or it gets too wild. We never finished it. I did start that a while back, Kelly and I did. That's gonna be fucking sick. Higher than Eagle's titties today. I did. I drank all my coffee. Gonna be higher than some Eagle titties. About that town. Yeah, I did not have a chance to mention that to Kelly yesterday. But I will today. I'll tell her today. I'll be like, man, I'll be right back. I gotta go get higher than Eagle's titties. I'm gonna make it an active part of my vocabulary. I really, really am liking this model. There we go. We're getting it. Come on. Mm-hmm. Get it, girl. You crazy old sassy beekeeper lady. Get away from my bees, you. That's what I would say if I was an old lady who had a bunch of bees. Shit, I was talking to... Oh, yeah, we were talking about yesterday. I was talking to Shankly about Dark Souls characters that work, like fast food Dark Souls characters, which is a thing that I actively love. But, there's a couple of them that I've encountered stories of. We had one that I do know that was Taco Bell, the Taco Bell lady, and that's just yeah. She had her own. We have an interesting community and culture where I am. There are certain people that the town loves, and they have become like kind of famous because of just like, yep, they're a staple. They're a staple in growing up here. One of them is the movie palace lady. She was a lady that worked at the theater, and it's a shitty theater, but she's the best part of the whole thing. She was just always there, but she was the lady that would like take your tickets and be like, "Okay, honey, it's gonna be this theater down on the," and they all have to sound. They have to sound like they smoke a pack of Virginia Slims every day for the past since birth. That is a key thing, typically with all of these. But yeah, she had a Facebook page dedicated to her, and same thing with the Taco Bell lady. Like it's just it's a whole vibe. But we were talking about my friend Tyler ordered he ordered the Land, Sea, and Air, which for those of you not in the know, it's a blasphemous creation of man that is a fillet of fish inside of a, I want to say a McDouble, and then with a McChicken inside there too. So it is just, it's too much. It's too much. But he went up and he ordered that, and the person that rang him up was just like, that doesn't exist. What are you talking about? And from like the back, like this like lady, like I use the term lovingly, but like the burger hag was just like, it's on the secret menu. I can make it. And I love that. Like it's just yeah, very Dark Souls-esque kind of NPC that you would meet at a McDonald's, like the only kind. But the one that I think of the most, it's like the most Dark Souls-esque fast food character, was, I don't remember the name of it, but there is a small, old school style burger joint about an hour away from where I live, that there is a guy, he's old. He's old. From what the stories speak of him being very old. And he sits in front of like an old school like grill, like from old burger joints, all day in a lazy boy. And if that doesn't horrify you, I think you need to like take a peek at what a lazy boy is a little bit more, and imagine what kind of chair that would be if you had been sitting in front of like a grill in the back of like a burger joint for just decades. Like, that chair has to be so gross. What's the sauces? I guess there's tartar. Everything that's on those. Everything that's on those is just that. It's the sauces that are on there. I don't. Tartar sauce is on the fillet of fish. There's probably some kind of like mayo on the McChicken, and then there's all kinds of condiments on the double cheeseburger. But yeah, not a good choice. And I think that was immediately what was said. He was like, yeah, it was awful. Yeah, oh yeah, no, like the key thing is like when you're doing these abominations, you don't put any effort in. You order the awful thing, and then you let it happen to you. From my understanding. Now, I am not proud to say that I have had more than one make it gangbang, I believe is the term. But it's when you take a McChicken and you put it inside of a McDouble. And the first time I ever had one, I was like, man, this is so good. I understand why it's not on the menu, because this is all people would ever order. And then I made the mistake of eating another one in my lifetime. and I was so sick. It was just like, it's just too much. It's like everyone gets one. You can experience it once, but after that, it's just like, Lord help you if you ever want another one. Your body can't handle more than one. Like chicken with pickles and cheese slaps. I bet it does. I've not really dabbled much in the alteration of the sacred formulas. I know my buddy in high school who worked at McDonald's would get double cheeseburgers dressed as Big Macs, and it's just like, I didn't know that was an option either. Secret menus are wild. Yeah, yeah, that's just too much. You think you want it, and then you're just like, this was a mistake. What have I done? What have I become? Thinking there. Yeah, that looks good. Do we need that? I think we do. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think so. We're gonna cut it right there, though. Beekeeper. She keeps all the bees. Beekeeper, you don't want to fuck with bees? Yeah, you don't want to fuck with bees, man. Or the lady that can control the bees. That's just pro tip. Especially if they can talk to them. That's nightmare fuel right there. Yeah. Okay. Put a little glue right there. Oh yeah. Bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. Putting glue on the beekeeper. Oh, what a time. We're just going to push that down in there. Almost slipped out of my hands, but I'm too quick, baby. All right. I'm just going to try to score that. Pull this out just a little bit. Snip, snip, snip. Don't fuck with cats. But don't fuck with bees instead. Open a 5-flavor burrito and put a gordita crunch. Jesus Christ. Oh man, I haven't eaten an American McDonald's in over a decade. Wow. I did order a 3x3 from an In-N-Out. That was a mistake. I don't know if I've ever eaten at an In-N-Out. I'm not a big fan of McDonald's. It's a thing that like I have to be in a certain like mood, but especially as the economy, like at this point, it's just like there's just too many places that I can eat at for the same price or cheaper that are exponentially better. That's just kind of where I'm at with it. Unless there's like no alternative, and I'm like, I have to eat food now. I have to say, one of the things that they were the first ones that I at least noticed and was like enraged by the double drive-through thing. I hate it. It makes me so upset. It's just such an ineffective way to do things, unless you're like set up to do that. But they rarely ever are. I've heard it's good, but it's still fast food. Cheapest fast food places to eat out here, and it's the best tasting. I hate Five Guys. It's so expensive it isn't even good. Yeah, I've not had Five Guys in a very long time. Actually, I don't even know if I've ever had Five Guys now that I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking of, I think, Red Robin. Red Robin. The old lady with the bees. They say she can speak to them. Well, you know, with a beekeeper, we're going to have to make some bee houses. That's just a fact. So I was telling Kelly this morning, I was like, man, okay, I had it twice when they opened, and then I asked myself, why I was paying $20+ to feed just myself when I didn't even like the food that much. Yeah, up at the bar, they sell this burger called the Sticky Finger, and it has peanut butter. Oh my gosh. A little Japanese restaurant right here. Right, I got you. Yeah. Here, I'm here. We can't type. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Mowgli. Yeah. Man, there is, I gotta say, the best burger that I have had in a very long time. And it's just like, it's going to be a while before I'm like, okay, I want a burger and I don't want this. There is a new little hot dog burger shop that is set up in, it's called Social on Main, but it's essentially like a little collection of various little places that you can order food. There's a ramen place, there's pizza, and now there's a burger shop. And then it also has like a tap wall, so like you can get all kinds of different beers. We've got a couple friends that work there. Yeah, there's a burger called the Vamp Killer. That is like a smash burger that has, I want to say garlic aioli. It's like a mushroom Swiss, mushroom Swiss smash burger that's got some like garlic aioli on it. And holy shit, it's one of the best burgers I've ever had in my life. It tastes so good, and I'm just like, it's gonna be hard for me to be like, I want a hamburger, and that's not what I want, because it's so close, and it seriously is like cheaper and just better in every way than like going to a fast food place. Our town's grown a lot in the past couple of years, and that is definitely, I think, the biggest, like, the food selection has gotten real rad. excited for them wire boys to come back so we can show them how much it's grown. Yeah, fuck, that's rad. I'm really liking this. This is a good beekeeper. There's the robes. I really like that. I'm a fan. We need to kind of imprint a little bit where that sleeve kind of comes off. Very cool. We used to have an import grocery store that had a food court. They had a Korean corn dog place. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, that sounds rad as hell. Man, I, truth be told, am a bit of a corn dog fiend. I like a corn dog. I like a good corn dog, and I like a good hot dog. Hot dog. All right, time for the basting. And that is how we're gonna just shit. That's how we're just gonna shit. Now we're gonna lock that in where we want it by putting super glue all over there. Kind of bend this up a little bit. Bend that down, pull this forward. There we go. And again, I am very sorry we did not do the game last night. But man, I'm excited. Oh, fuck off, YouTube. Very cool. There's a place, that grocery store, that is an Amazon grocery store, and I'm still mad about it. Gross. Yeah, that's... What the fuck? Why would someone choose that? Well, I know why, like, you know, whoever owns the Amazon store would choose that. But that's not good. That's not a good choice. We're going to wrap the end of that scythe with some thread. Well, luckily, I've got some right here, my sweets. What a ha! These scissors are getting pretty dull. Wrapping it with some thread. Wrap it on up now. That's what I'm talking about. Spot out on that. Hell yeah. I think quarantine killed the grocery store. That, so that make, oh, okay, that absolutely could do it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's a pretty solid little beekeeper. Get away from my bees. Man. Please. Please don't touch my bees. I like that. I'm happy with that. Beekeeper, that's where you keep your bees. All right, that's one down. Ah, ah, ah. Who's next? Blacksmith? Maybe blacksmith. Oh my god, my foot's asleep, guys. No, not my foot. Shoot. Or maybe this guy. I'll poke you with a pitchfork. I'm a farmer who owns an old night helmet. Night helmet. Night helmet. Greeblin, going at it hard. As always. 9 hours, 5.5 hours. That's what I like to see. Oh my god, my foot's asleep still. Holy shit. This sucks. This sucks a lot. Oh my gosh. Quit being asleep. Does that beekeeper need some little bags and stuff? I feel like maybe. Come on. Maybe a little belt. Yeah, we'll add a belt. Right in there. Right? Yeah. We'll add a belt. Guess I can get up and go make those last 2 car. That is an option. Unless you're not feeling it. Then you don't have to. You don't have to get up. Lay in bed all day. Sometimes. Sometimes you just want to lay in bed all day. I remember when I got this mat and it was nice and clean. I was like, hey guys, we got a nice clean mat. And it's just like, yep, we had a nice clean mat. It is no longer clean. Give ourselves a little space, a little extra room for issues. Right there is where we're going to cut that. I did that for like a year and it sucked. Laying in bed all day is bad. Yeah. No, I get that. You don't want to do that. Sorry for recommending it. I'm sorry, Possum. You're on the big screen now. I'm on the big screen. Look at me go. Finally made it to the big screen. Did I seriously cut that too short? Come on. Nah, we're good. Life on the big screen, baby. With a beekeeper. Get in the hole. Do it. Oh, it rotated a little bit. Okay. Beekeeper. Man, I am tired today. Okay. Oh, I know the Dice Fest dates have been announced. Oh, hell yeah. I'll have to take a peep. I wonder when it's gonna be. Where are all my little boops and bops? Where are you? What the hell is all that? Oh, that's all the shit that was on my desk. Okay. Where are you? I gotta clean. This week I'm going to clean. And this weekend is what I meant. This weekend I've got to clean this area up because it's getting crazy. There's just shit everywhere. Not literally, but there it is. What you got in here? Oh, some hands. Some little pouches. There's a bear trap. Grab one of these. Come on. One. Two. A three. Three little pouches. First weekend of October next year. Hell yeah. When is it? Normally? It's normally in, like, for some reason I thought it was like late summer. Or wait, was it shortly after Adepticon, I think? Early summer? I'm thinking just one of those. And we'll put the other two back here. I don't think that looks right. That's too big of a belt. But that robe comes out further there. So if we want to make that make sense, we're going to need to cut a good amount of stuff away. It's hard to say. No, I guess that. No, it makes sense. Okay. It's just kind of looks weird. Angles and whatnot. But it's not that big of a waste. Used to be in January. This year it was in May, but it will be living in fall now. Okay. No, that's good. That's a good time. I think having it right next to other events really kind of made it to where that was a good chunk of why we couldn't go. Because I'd already just done DevCon and we just had too much stuff going on. But next year we will absolutely be there, Kelly and I both. Under the dice. Yeah, no, that's a reasonable size waist, and that's looking good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks good. Good looking little beekeeper. Okay. Who's next? How about you, blacksmith? Let's clean up these mold lines before we go anywhere with you. Why am I so sleepy today? Skin in my teeth. How it goes, folks? It goes well. How are you? Oh no, I broke that. Wait, did I break that or was it always like that? Well, I mean, it obviously wasn't always like that, but let's push that through then. Roz, I didn't think your tooth should have skin. That's the thing. Sometimes the teeth have the skin. It's good. It's a good thing. You want the teeth to have the skin. It's getting there. Do gums? Do gums have skin? No, my little hammerhead. There we go. That's a more reasonable sized hammer anyway. Yeah, you're like bonk. Bonk. Pretty good. I had a quick breakfast, checking out a local cafe and played a round of Unmatched. That sounds real rad. Tweaking consider that teeth skin or mouth skin? Well, I guess it all just depends. I don't know. Gums. Are gums skin? Or is that just meat? Like muscle? Now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm really thinking about it. I wonder where the skin of your teeth, made it by the skin of my teeth. I wonder where that phrase came from. Oh, that sounds like a rad day, though. Uh-huh. Here's some mold lines. What the heck is that lump? Maybe it's probably the pants. It's a pants lump. Side pants lump. Yeah, these Dark Souls characters are like that real shitty, like PVC almost. So like the regular filing off doesn't really work. You gotta like kind of cut. You gotta cut those mold lines out. I might have to get a nap in today before we stream tonight. Biblically accurate skin of my teeth. Huh, it's biblical. What? That's wild. I wonder. Huh. Was it in red? Did Jesus have skin inside of his mouth? These are the important questions someone needs to ask. Someone needs to ask, someone needs to answer them. The people need to know. Where did all the skin in my teeth go? Now that I'm thinking about it, so the tongue is muscle. Tongue and gums don't really share that much in common. Other than both are in the mouth. Welcome to Strange Anatomy. We're just discussing obscure references. Not really obscure, just sayings. And trying to make them work anatomically. Tee-hee. Sometimes you just need a peasant with a pitchfork. Peasant with a pitchfork. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Look, we didn't have gums until Jesus died for us. It's okay from job, KVJ, and derives. Derivatives have skin of the teeth, but it could be more apt as to reference a skull to show how far along his disease was. Oh man. Look, we didn't have gums until Jesus died for us since World War. It was all just bone in there. My bone cleaveth to my skin and to my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. We are all but pitchfork peasants. That, yeah. Just doing our best with an old helmet that we found, ready to stab someone with a pitchfork. That's the real. That's really what's going down. I hiccuped. Please don't mind the hiccup. Please mind the hiccup. Birth scum. Pretty much, yeah. This is very much just could be a Merkborg character. Just doing his best. Walked out with a pitchfork and he's like, well, it's time to kill some bandits. You got a blacksmith, you got a beekeeper, and you got me, a guy with a pitchfork who's just pissed off. Ready to do some poking. Pitchfork poking. Alrighty. We're all for the basilisk's amusement, and we eat each other from the parapets. Exactly. Just get off here. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, to give you a nice poke with a pitchfork, isn't it? And I'm the blacksmith. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from him. He's here to do the rowdy thing. Alrighty. I think we are at a good stopping point. I mean, hey, I did finish a beekeeper, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Beekeeper, they're who keeps your bees. So yeah, I'm looking pretty good. Looking pretty good on that one. I'm happy with it. Does this need to go in a little bit? Nah, we're good. Very hunched over. It's creepy kind of stance. Creeping around like a beekeeper. Dr. Bees, Dr. Swarm of Bees. Exactly. All right, guys. I think I am going to stop here. I'm going to get some food. I'm going to try to wake up a little bit more, and then I guess I'm going to get rolling on what we need to do for scenario 2 after I'm going to get everything set up for tonight. That way, it's just good to go. So 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, I promise, is when we will be starting the Fall of Rothenburg. I'm excited. I'll post something on Instagram and whatnot. I'm excited to find out how this game is played. Hell yeah. It's a little, the scenario is a little bit different than just standard games that are definitely more focused on taking the high ground and whatnot. But the same actions, all the same moves. It definitely, I think it will showcase, combat and whatnot. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Mowgli, Peter, Possum, Roz. I think that's everybody that hopped in today. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Your time is the most valuable commodity asset resource that you have. The fact that you like to spend it with me truly means the world to me. If you would like to support me, as always, you can check out the link to the fourth wall. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves and each other. Sit pretty. Uh, yes, no, I will. I promise I will be here tonight, 7, and we will get this thing off the ground and get it going. So yeah, take care, guys. Bye, friends.